What's going on, everybody? Hello, YouTube. Paul here. Going through the Stroker Pro Van woofer enclosure. I'm going to give you guys a little breakdown on what this thing's going to wind up being, besides just a bunch of lumber laying around. So, here's what we've got. The wood I'm using is 25 millimeter thickness, 4x8 sheets of China birch. China birch has a poplar core. It's not pure birch, but it's pretty damn cheap, very lightweight, and strong enough, especially when you multi-layer it in applications like this. So what we're dealing with here is a 6th order bandpass enclosure. I've essentially got obviously 6 woofers, you can see, but that's more or less kind of, if you turn the camera sideways, you can see that's a basic slot port enclosure, you know, but turned on the side. And that's another one, and that's another one. So we've got 2 woofers sharing a port, 2 woofers sharing a port, 2 woofers sharing a port. And of course the sides are going to come in this way and complete that enclosure right there. This one's already good to go. That one's going to sit like that, and that'll flush up the opening on this port. The back wall of the box is going to butt up against here. That'll seal that, and then we'll get some sides, back, so on and so forth. But right now, this is the floor of the box. I went ahead and threw some black stain. If you noticed in the last video, I talked about taping up the ports, staining over the tape, pulling the tape off, exposing some of this wood grain right here. So what we're going to do is get some 2-part epoxy. I'm going to flood the floor of the box first and get that over with. And then once all that epoxy dries, I'm going to cover it with some material so we don't mar it up while we're working. And then we're going to take this entire assembly, we're going to flip it up like that. That way this faces the ceiling. And then we're going to flood this up real nice and neat and get some epoxy in those ports after I get them kind of cleaned up a little bit more. I want to do a little bit more finish work on there without tearing up that top layer of vinyl. Just want to get everything smooth and nice. So that's what we got going on there. Now, wife made me a sticker. She owns a company called Bang Designs. She makes all kinds of stickers and t-shirts. I said, honey, make me a sticker, but bam, 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 Cerwin Vega Mobile. Ow! Stuck it on the bare wood, stuck it down really nice, tamped it down, heat gun, rub it a little bit more, because you got to be careful on plywood, because when you stain, you see that right there? That's just bound to happen. You can't stop it on any kind of plywood. It's virtually impossible. Even with paint, it doesn't really matter. You're going to catch it, but from a distance, like right here, you can't tell any of that. So we're all stained up. I'm giving it some dry time in this Texas heat, and then we're going to throw some 2-part epoxy over that. We're going to flood that floor up and let that dry. I'm going to come back tomorrow when I get off of work at G2 Dynamics. We're going to come to the house. We're going to take this piece. We're going to flip it like that. Then we're going to flood all this mess up. And I'll be painting inside there some of that 2-part epoxy. So we're going to have glass black wood grain, more or less. Just think black lacquer, but with wood grain underneath. That's going to be pretty cool, I'm thinking. As soon as we throw those strokers in there, the yellow from that spider and that gold nipple in the front of them big sexy bitches is going to make it really pop. So, but woofers are going to go in last. The next piece basically that's going to go on here is going to be the back, the sides, the top. Once that's done, we'll basically just keep rotating the enclosure and flooding surfaces until everything's got that nice coating to it on the inside. I'm debating upon whether or not we want to do the back chamber. I think for the sake of acoustics, we really ought to, but I'll be getting with Mr. Larry Frederick over at CVDA and seeing what his thoughts are on that. But yeah, that's what we got going on so far. So a lot of work. It's terribly time consuming, but this is something clearly that is not going to get botched. This is something clearly that you really ought to take your time on. I was very fortunate to be able to work with these woofers. Cerwin Vega Stroker Pro Classic, greatest of all time. Let's go have a peek at it real quick, y'all. I'm protecting one over here from all this damn sawdust. Whew. They're so pretty. So pretty. Get off it now. Damn dust. God, I hate sawdust. But it's nature of the beast. Let's cover this baby back up. There you go, sweetheart. I'll be getting with you soon enough. So, give you a quick breakdown on the build just in case this is your first time joining in. You don't really know what's going on. We got a 92 Chevrolet Astro van with a 5.7 liter swap, fuel cell under the hood, 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetor, electric fuel pump, low pressure. We've gutted the entire van and Couldn't find weather stripping for it at all, anywhere. So let me show you the new weather stripping I got. It was leaking all in the back doors, the windshields, and I haven't sealed. I gotta swap the glass out. So here's my new weather stripping. Well, think of that weather stripping right there, huh? 50 bucks. 50 bucks. Nice weather stripping. You know? Hopefully, when this thing is on the tow pig, it doesn't rain on the highway, because this will blow smooth off. But let me see what I could do about getting, sorry for the shaky camera. I got nobody out here to help me today. But I want to show y'all something my wife helped me do inside here. A couple of buddies. Andrew effin' Bailey at Ampere Audio. Vibraflex 225 is no laughing matter. I mean, son of a bitch. That, I'm not hitting it no more. Y'all can kiss my ass. That shit is hard as a brick shit house, y'all. I'm talking about, that is tough stuff. This is one layer. And this sheet metal underneath, if y'all looked at the old videos, go check them out if you haven't seen them. This freaking metal up underneath here is done for. It's extremely thin. And I'm telling y'all, Vibraflex is no, shit, that hurts. Vibraflex is no joke, y'all. No joke. Y'all can check out that Vibraflex on g2daudio.com. Still haven't finished getting the residue off of here, but if it's not 120 in Texas, it's pouring down rain, which is 10 times worse because the humidity down here is enough to just make you want to jump off a bridge. Let me get my weather stripping back on here real quick. But yeah, that's where we're at, guys. So, as always, the garage is a bloody mess. I appreciate you all tuning in. There's more woodwork to come. The wiring, I don't know where the wiring's coming from, but I'll find that out in the next couple of days. But just so you can get an idea, that's what we're looking at. We're gonna be glossy glassy whenever this 6th order gets done. I'll give you some quick math. We're at 35 hertz in the back. The front, I'm somewhere around 65 to 72 tuning on the front. We are gonna have a driver's side port, but it's gonna be so open that it's damn near gonna sit dead center. So whoever's in the passenger seat will kind of be able to kind of peek over, and they'll be able to see all this pretty stuff on the inside. And the driver's seat won't be blocking too much of that driver's side port because it's going to be so very wide. You've got to have a really high tuning in the front of this thing. The loading wall is gonna sit about right here, 6 inches to about there, somewhere around there, straight up, and then big old gigantic driver's side port. I've got some ideas for the loading wall, but I just don't know yet. I'm not too quite sure. I was thinking about putting some glass in it so you can still see through it in case you don't want to peek around. But man, I like the way neon lights do bubbly water. I'm thinking about some kind of fish tank thing. Y'all may think I'm crazy, but I didn't say put fish in it, you know. Thinking some kind of water-cooled science experiment looking see-through porthole to another freaking dimension to 6 of the most beautiful woofers ever made by a man. So we shall see. But anywho, I gotta get back to work, y'all. Y'all holla at your boy.